This is Soxl on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Friday. We ended the day at $12, up 16.62%. To the north side from where we are takes us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline and resistance and a potential take profit area at 12.19. Above that, at 2 standard deviations, takes us to 12.93-ish. 13.30, and should we be so lucky as to get to this level, $13.68, that is another level of resistance and a potential take profit area and a potential area to go short. Now, to the south side at -2 standard deviations and 1 level of support and a potential buy-in area and a potential stop loss area. Depends on what side of the fence or what side of the line you purchased. Below that at -3 takes us to 11.10 and -4 takes us to 10.72. This is another level of support, and if we get to here, I will definitely anticipate a bounce as people buy the dip. Looking left, you can see there's a gap right here to the south side because we gapped up on Thursday. That's the day I'm recording this. That happened first thing in the morning. And so whenever we reverse course, that will take us to the downside. So if you like to go short, that is an opportunity to get to this level, but I don't know when that's going to trigger. You'll have to keep your eyes on that. Just know that the potential is there. And then we have this gap, another opportunity gap to the south side that will take us when it closes out at roughly 9:20. So this starts at roughly 10:46 and takes us down to 9:20. It's not going to happen all in one day if we go south. And then we have a baby gap down here that will take us down to 874 if we retrace. Now, you can see we bounced off of this gap. The gaps act as support and resistance oftentimes, so keep that in mind. And right here is where we gapped up on Wednesday the 23rd, and then we hit resistance. Anytime we hit this line, or this blue line, I always anticipate a sell-off as people take their profits and they run, they lock in, and they leave. So we went sideways, flushed down. This turns into support, grinding along the middle of the trend, going sideways again. And then this is support. And then we ran up, didn't quite make it to this line, but close enough. And then gave it back, inching up and then passing through the middle of the trend. And now we're trying to head up in this direction as well. But if we hit this line, I will definitely anticipate a bounce as well as people get in on the dip. Not a huge dip, but a dip nonetheless. Now looking left some more, there was a gap here that I talked about, and it opened up on, I'm not sure if I actually talked about that one, but I did mark it out for myself, and that takes us to 1054, and we hit that basically on Wednesday the 23rd. So this gap is no longer in play to the upside. Congrats. If you see here, we went down and then we reversed course and closed out that gap. So the long run, if you went long when we fell down, congrats. All right, and let me clean up this one. That touched right there on the 22nd. That took us to 913. We fell down here. This is when we go down to hit the line that turns into support. We just went sideways, didn't do much, and then made our way up and closed it. All right, what else? So I did pick up some shares after I did a video for trader Dr. Harry, who bought in previously at 788 and he sold out at 1020, giving him a 29% return, and he said it was stress-free for him, so that's fantastic. So that encouraged me to keep looking at this, and I did buy in over here, and Dr. Harry bought in way at a way better price. And after I bought it, it went down. I could have gotten out just to break even, but I hung in there. I'm terrible at selling. I'm great. I'll buy all day long, but to give up something, it's harder for me. I need to get over that. It's like real estate. It's hard for me to give up my real estate. And I get calls all day long, people asking me to sell, and I refuse. But I need to pay attention to this. All right, I bought in at 935. The pink line is where I bought in. Oops, let me make that a little darker. I like to go, whoops. Yeah. Okay, I bought in at 935, much higher than Dr. Harry. So I'm up right now 28.39%. I almost sold out at two standard deviations when we were closer to here. The calculations constantly change. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go for the next leg up. So I want to show you this. Let me delete. So my return right now is 28%. Dr. Harry still beat me. The next target is right here, and that lines up with 1286. And I think we could hit it on Friday. But the problem is, if we have bad trade war news, then it could go south. But that's an opportunity to get in if you're trying to dollar cost average. Or buy, for cheaper. Okay, let me just erase this 1286 here. And that already started to touch at 1114. I'll just delete that. So 1286 is one target. Now I've marked out Friday. This line, the white line, indicates Friday at the close of the day. And at the end of the day, the middle of the trend could be 1332. If we continue to go up, 1403, 1443, and roughly 1477 to the south side. We could end at 1260, back at the middle of the trend. That would be where I marked out 1219 and possibly 1187 if we go south or go sideways. But I'm hopeful that we will continue to run and that more nations, more countries will be in touch with Trump's people and make a deal. And apparently, I think India is up next, and that's why the market ran today on speculation. All right, there's always an excuse. I mean, it's pathetic actually, but always something to make the market run or tank or fake news. Okay, so those are some gaps to be aware of to the upside, and then whenever we close out this one, that will take us to 1626. But if you're buying and then holding and not looking, and this is long term, buying closer to this 52-week low is fantastic, but are we going to go back down? I think so. To this level, I don't know. I can't say about that. That's quite a ways away. All right, so that is a look at Soxl, and we have many gaps to the upside, and I will be tracking it for you, but I can't say when we're going to hit these yet because it's really day by day, and really I mark it out 1 week at a time as well. This I didn't do. I marked this out for myself on Thursday, but I do my gap and goes, and I will mark it out from Monday to Friday and look at that. Okay, the next one I want to go over is Tsll. the Tesla Bull 2X shares. And this ended the day at 874, up 6.59%. As you can see, Tesla is starting to run a little bit because people are excited that he is going to be done with Doge soon, and then that he can focus on his other companies. But he has people for that, people. And it cracks me up. Like, he can't focus on all 5 companies. I'm sorry, he can. He's not doing daily grind. If you think he's doing it on the daily grind, he's not. Okay. So your targets to the upside. He's an overall big picture guy. He's not doing daily grind things like office workers. Okay, $9. That's going to be one level of resistance. If we go sideways, this right now will act as resistance. If we bust through, that will take us to roughly 960, 990, 1020. I own Tesla, not Tsll, double L's, but maybe I should get into this one too. I have to think about that. All right, and 840, 811, this gap starts at 8, 780, closes out at 742. If we hit this area, I will anticipate a bounce off of that. And there's another gap to be aware of, another landmine to the south side, closing out at 680. And I think that is all I saw. And then this gap closed out, that gap closed out. And I don't remember if I've ever actually, oh, I guess I have. I guess I looked at this when it was, when I did it at 1459, I did a video. Okay, and this is a gap that's already filled. It looks like it's been forever since I looked at this. All right, so these gaps on the daily closed. I'll give this a win. Although, if I stretch this out, oh yeah, it touched. That's done. To the south side at 1238. Along 1239 I wrote, but close enough. Okay, that's done. All right, ooh, very gappy. And I should be marking these out on the 5 because I believe I did this on the 5. That's 1035 closing out, no longer a landmine. An explosion here that closed out. No longer landmine to the south side. Okay, so we have, on the daily, because I don't want to go back on the 5. I'd be doing this with my mouse pad and it'll take me forever. So let's turn on this and keep in mind it's not going to line up with the 5-minute, but that way I can at least see it. So we have a gap that will take us down to roughly 557, and that closes out at 557, and it starts at roughly 632. Okay, and when I talked about price here to resistance, see how this is such clear resistance? I mean, if I saw that, it's like bells and whistles should be going off, because that is a clear sign that this thing is going to tank. I don't care what the news is. I don't know what the catalyst, even if there wasn't news, there weren't catalysts, I already anticipate a pullback, and it certainly happened. I don't know what the news is. This, oh my gosh, from here to here was up 184%. So from here to here is, oops, a fall from grace of, that's hard to write there, that's down 82%. Okay, so that's it. I can delete that. I don't need to see it. It's a missed opportunity to the upside. Bummer. All right, what is the RSI? Ooh, the RSI says we are going up on the daily. Very nice. On the weekly, turning up. Ooh, better days ahead. Oh, for Tesla, except for the monthly, still curling down, but we're not going straight down. Note, we're going a little bit sideways, and then we have to curl back up. this crossed right here. But that gap to the south side, I think when we finally close it out at 557, then the Band-Aid will get ripped off and then we will rock and roll. But it's going to be a slow process. Okay, that is it for Soxl and Tsll. Congrats if you're in now, and we are up 15.49%. I know an attorney that works there. And microchip, I just talked about this for Trader Lalit, talking about how this was a potential 1 to 2 month swing trade to the upside. Well, we just ran 12% today. And URI up 987, team 8.07, snow 0.764, crowd up 7%, FCX almost 7%, Palantir rocking and rolling. I'm so excited about this. Last time I talked we were at 98. I did sell some shares. I bought in at 67 when there was fake news coming out. No, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I still own a lot at 67.70. I held on to that for another trade, for another leg up, but I sold the lot here that I bought. Now, where was it? Where is it? I sold at 80. Oh, that green line. I sold at 84 and I bought in at 75.50. Oh, this pink line. And oh, right here, 11. I made an 11% return. But because I still have the shares at 67.70 and then also in the $12 range and the $20 range, I'm up a lot. I'm up 59% with this lot. I want to get off the gravy train when we hit the 52-week high again for this lot. That's my target. That's my swing trade. Okay, I'm done. Have a great trading day.